Hi everyone, welcome back to another card making video. Today I'm showing you how I've made this fun ocean themed card. When I was flipping through my lawn fawn stash, my eye fell on the jar from Bugs and Kisses. I figured it would be cool if the octopus from Ocean Shell-fie was holding it. Another flip through my stash made it clear. The little ship from Ahoy Matey would be perfect in the jar, like a ship in a bottle. So, let me show you how I've made it. Spreek je Nederlands? Is ondertiteling beschikbaar. First, I'm showing you all the stamp sets that I used. I use all kinds of ocean themed sets. If you don't have them all, you can definitely still make this card, but you just use some other images to build the ocean scene. If you want to know more about all the supplies, you can check out the blog post that I linked in the description. I stamped out most of the images using Lawn Fawn jet black ink using my Matey. I will later on tell you which other inks I used for a few of the images. I started coloring my images. I use Copic markers for this, and I put the cap with the color number on the left of my paper for you to see which color number I use. If you want to skip watching me color, you can skip to the time that pop-ups on the screen now. You can also find a clickable time link in the description. Please know that I stamped the ship in the jar with some minor masking, and I stamped the sentiment on the sign in between. You can use the chapters in the description to find that point in the video if you want to. I accidentally skipped the recording for the coloring of the last plants and the small stone. I'm sorry for that. I stamped the seaweed from Mermaid for You with Distress Oxide Rustic Wilderness. I did the sign with Memento Rich Cocoa because I wanted to be a little softer in the scene. The black line would make it a little more prominent for me. With the use of my Misty, I'm going to stamp the ship in the jar. I first lay down my ship in the right place and I pick it up with my Misty door. Then I'm masking off the jar right on the top and the bottom edge. Now I can stamp in the ship. After the stamping is done, I remove the masking tape. I ripped the paper a bit with this one, but with a little care the image is still fine. And later on I remembered the octopus arm will cover that part anyway. I'm stamping in the sentiment in 3 parts because the stamp is one long sentence and I don't want to cut up my stamps. I start with the bottom. I first thought I could get the ink on without masking tape, but then I figured it would be easier using some tape to block off the other words. If the stamping isn't crisp enough, I will stamp it once more. But if it's only a small piece that isn't stamped properly, I will just do a little touch up with my black fine liner. I continue with the top part so I can fit in the middle part neatly spaced between the 2 other parts later on. After coloring, I like to go over the inner lines with a black fine liner to bring back some detail. This is totally optional, but for me it makes a difference, especially with darker colors. When I'm done doing the black lines, I'm adding highlights with a white gel pen. I die cut the images off screen. With the largest die from the large stitched rectangle stackables from Fawn, I cut a piece of watercolor paper and another scrap piece to make the ocean floor later on. I started blending the background on the full stitched rectangle. I use Distress Oxide in the colors Mermaid Lagoon and Salvage Patina. It's a simple gradient and I keep it like that, so no water or paint splattering later on. I blend each of the colors to the middle of the paper and switch between them to overlap them till I'm satisfied with the result. For the ocean floor I'm not using my blending tools but a blending brush. The brushes transfer less ink at once and that's perfect because I want just a touch of brown. I'm using Distress Oxide again and this time the colors are Antique Linen and Vintage Photo. By the way, if you like my videos, you can support my channel by subscribing. It's totally free to do so. If you already are a subscriber, thank you! When I'm done blending, I'm pushing my ground espresso ink pad on my gloss media mat, add a little water and with a toothbrush I'm adding some fine splatter so it looks more like sand. When it's dry, I'm using one of the stitched hillside borders to cut out the final piece. I prepared the card base out of craft paper and I'm gluing on my ocean background using my ATG gun. I see that I have a little piece of the card sticking out of the background, so I'm cutting that off. Next I'm gluing on the ocean floor. I make sure I don't add glue all the way to the top, except for the sides, to make sure I have room to put images behind. For making my scene, I first want to put on the octopus with his jar, the smaller octopus and the sign. I cut this piece apart and cut right next to the line a little bit into the image so I can put the jar in. I put in the jar to check if it's good, place it where I want it to be exactly and then I hold it and put glue behind it to secure it in place. I lay it on my card as a reference for the sign. I'm putting the sign behind the sand. I cut off a small piece to let it fit. I'm laying the smaller octopus so that he is in front of the sign but doesn't block off any of the text. I check with the big octopus if everything fits and then I'm gluing him to the smaller octopus. Now I can easily glue them in the right place in one piece. I continue with building the rest of the scene. I use the same techniques of gluing images together to easily glue them in the right place as one piece. What I also do is only putting glue on the bottom, so it only adheres to the sand. It's a heavyweight paper, so it's thicker. This will give it some depth and that doesn't make the card look so compressed. To finish up the card I'm using white memento lux to stamp on a few bubbles. You can find these in every Ocean theme set. And now my card is finished. I think the little ship in the jar is so extremely cute, I'm very happy how it turned out. Normally I like to splatter water and paint on my ocean backgrounds, but for this one I'm happy I didn't. It's so bright and happy now. It's so cool how the card doesn't have any foam tape, but it still has quite some depth. Hopefully I inspired you with my video, and I hope that you feel inspired to get crafty as well. If so, please consider leaving a thumbs up, subscribing to my channel and ringing the bell to receive a notification when a new video is up. Thanks for watching, see you next time, bye!